The Indian government had previously spent 1.7 billion rupees to sign a contract with Chinese company TZ Hong Kong International Company, Limited to purchase 39,000 wheels for Vande Bharat trains. However, India unilaterally cancelled the contract shortly after the contract was fulfilled. Interestingly, this decision soon made India regret it, and it eventually had to seek cooperation from Chinese companies again at double the price. So, what exactly prompted India to cancel the cooperation? And what made India willing to seek cooperation again at double the price after giving up cooperation? India's railway network has a total length of more than 67,000 kilometers, covering most of the country. This makes it the fourth largest railway network in the world, second only to the United States, China and Russia. Every day, about 23 million people travel by train across this vast country. But the huge railway network has not brought corresponding high-quality services. On the contrary, in 2010, a train derailed and collided with a truck, killing 146 people. In 2017, within just 10 days, 4 major train accidents occurred in India, resulting in numerous injuries and deaths. Eventually, the railway minister and the chairman of the railway board had to resign to appease the public's anger. There are many reasons behind the frequent accidents on Indian trains. For example, whenever we mention Indian trains, we often think of the images of people crowded on the roof and in the carriages. In fact, an Indian train was originally only capable of carrying 2,000 people, but the actual passenger capacity often reaches 4,000, which is twice as much. Such severe overloading forces the train to speed up in order to arrive at the next station on time. According to the survey, the normal speed of Indian trains is 60 to 80 km per hour, but in the case of severe overloading, trains are often forced to travel at speeds of 100 km per hour or even higher. This speeding makes it impossible for the train to react in time when faced with emergencies, leading to accidents. In addition to the overloading problem, the Indian railway network covers more than 65,000 kilometers, but the modernization rate of signal equipment is less than 20%. This backward signal system often causes signal confusion during train operation, which makes it difficult for the driver to tell what is ahead and ultimately makes it impossible for the train to respond effectively in an emergency. In order to reduce the frequency of accidents, India first imported advanced LHB carriages and air conditioning equipment from Germany. The LHB carriages adopt a modern design and have higher impact resistance, which greatly reduces the casualties in the event of an accident. Subsequently, India imported steering devices from Italy to improve the stability and operating efficiency of the train. Now, in order to further improve the technical level, India plans to import wheels with higher durability and reliability. Although the price of wheels is generally not high, the price of train wheels sold by industrial powers such as Japan and Germany is very expensive. Take Germany as an example. The price of each train wheel is as high as $1,500, while the price in Japan is close to $1,750. These prices are more than 50% higher than the market average price. For India, a developing country, they need nearly 40,000 train wheels, which will be a huge expense. Therefore, choosing cost-effective wheels has become the top priority of the Indian Railway Department. After a long period of comparison, India found that China's products are inexpensive and have a very high cost-effectiveness. In the market, the price of each ordinary train wheel is about $1,000, while China's quotation is as low as $700. Such a price comparison makes China an ideal partner for India. In 2017, India signed a contract worth 1.7 billion Indian rupees with Chinese company TZ Hong Kong International Company, Limited to purchase 39,000 wheels for its Vande Bharat trains. According to the contract, the first batch of wheels was expected to be delivered within a few months, and all delivered in batches within the next year. But shortly after the contract was fulfilled, India unilaterally cancelled the contract. So, what exactly prompted India to make such a decision? India has long been unfriendly to China and boycotted Chinese-made products. Therefore, when the news of the contract with China came back to India, local people expressed dissatisfaction and even insulted the government. The Indian railways felt great pressure. Although they understood that China's wheels were of good quality and reasonably priced, they still could not withstand the strong opposition from the people. At this time, Ukraine learned the news and offered to provide wheels to India, with a price only 20% higher than that of China. After repeated thinking, India decided to break the contract and cooperate with Ukraine instead. In international cooperation, integrity is of vital importance. In order to avoid damage to its reputation, India staged a jaw-dropping farce. It is reported that after the Chinese company delivered the wheels that met international standards on time, India accepted the goods and degraded the quality of the wheels by overusing them. Subsequently, the Indian Railway Department accused the wheels of serious quality problems, claiming that they caused several train accidents. Although the Chinese company responded quickly and provided detailed test reports and technical data to prove that the wheels fully met the contract standards at the time of delivery. But in 2020, a train derailment occurred in India, injuring dozens of people. In this accident, it was the wheels made in China that were used, making China's defense unconvincing. Interestingly, India thought it was operating very cleverly, but it did not expect that it would not only fail to take advantage, but also bring trouble to itself. It turned out that shortly after India and Ukraine reached a cooperation agreement, the Russian-Ukrainian war broke out. Not only could the business not be done, but even their own safety became a problem, and the delivery date was far away. After the failure of the Ukrainian business, India had to find another partner. But their previous breach of contract has greatly reduced India's credibility in other countries, and no one dared to cooperate with them again. After searching and going around in circles, India finally returned to the starting point and had to find China again. China has learned its lesson and will not cooperate easily again. Today, India regrets it and realizes that its previous behavior has put itself in trouble. In order to make up for its mistakes, India proposed to buy train wheels at double the price. Even so, whether it can get the money for this cooperation is still a question. So the Chinese company put forward a condition: if you want to cooperate, you can pay a 60% advance payment first, and then arrange production after the payment. India had no choice but to agree to this condition. In the end, India reached a new agreement with China at double the price and 60% advance payment. This series of events makes people sigh that the so-called stealing a chicken but losing a rice has really come true in India.